Hee-hoo! Hee-hoo! Having trouble with the living? You tired of having your whole space violated? You want to get rid of the pesky living critters once and for all? Well, come on down to see me, folks. I'm out there actually eating bio-exorcist. Yes, sirree. And I'm gonna tell you, I do anything. I'll scare them real bad. Before you know it, I'm doing anything to get your business. Hell, I'll possess myself if I gotta. Yo, whoa, I got demons burning all through me. All through me. Come on down here and see it. Hey, if you act now, you'll get a free demon possession with every exorcism. You can't beat that, can you? Whoa, we got my hat. Well, bring the little partners down here. Hell, we got plenty of snakes and lizards for them to play with. Ain't no problem with that at all. So, say it once, say it twice, third time's a charm. And remember, I'll eat anything you want me to eat. I'll swallow anything you want me to swallow. So come on down now. Chew on the dog. Oh!
Hopefully that made a few people laugh. I know I had a lot of fun doing that video. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. I'm Orlando Ruiz Jr. Welcome to another classic movie review. Number 11 of my classic horror movie review series for October 2023. With Halloween just around the corner, pretty soon I'll be uploading my 12th and then 13th final classic horror movie review of the month. And this is my review of a film from Tim Burton, his second theatrical release following his debut of 1985's Pee-wee's Big Adventure. This is my review of 1988's Beetlejuice. This has Geena Davis, Alec Baldwin, Catherine O'Hara, you have Winona Ryder, Jeffrey Jones, and of course the great Michael Keaton in the title role. I understand they're making a sequel to this movie right now. I'm just really hoping it's good. I'm not one of those people that when I hear the news about a sequel, I get all pissed off. I just want it to be good. Hopefully it measures up because they have their hands full in trying to kind of catch that magic, that lightning in the bottle that this first film has. And so, yeah, looking forward to that. But as far as the 88 film goes, this is a movie that I grew up with. To this day, I really treasure. I watch it maybe a few times a year, and especially around October towards the end of the month. Beetlejuice is one of those movies that for years I quoted lines from with my friends and cousins, and even did that commercial that you just saw for people, just like at parties and stuff, just for fun. Completely random sometimes, just because I have so much fun reciting those lines from that commercial. And it's one of my favorite moments in the film, actually, which is why I couldn't resist in making that little video for you all. But this is the story of a couple, the Maitlands, played by Alec Baldwin and Geena Davis in the role of Barbara and Adam. And they have a home, they're very happy in their home, but then something happens, they have an accident, they pass away, and that's one of the really cool moments in the film where they realize that they're dead. And so, yeah, spoilers, sorry. There's going to be some minor spoilers for this movie if you haven't seen it, but I'm not going to try to ruin it for people that haven't seen it. If you haven't seen it, definitely check this movie out. So, yeah, I'm not going to go through it step by step, just give you the overall, gist of it. Usually in your typical ghost movie, you have a family in a house that's usually being pestered, bothered, haunted by dead people, scaring them up every now and then. Beetlejuice has a very clever original twist on that story, where instead of the dead people being the scary ones, you have the dead people, the ghosts, as the victims in the house where they used to live at. And then the live people come, and they're basically the ones that are causing the problem. Geena Davis and Alec Baldwin's characters are very kind of laid back and earthy people who are just planning on spending a quiet vacation with each other at home. And then they die. Their plans, of course, change. They can't leave the house. They end up trapped in the house for reasons I don't want to spoil. That's always a fun discovery for people that watch this for the first time, I'm sure. And then, of course, the new family moves in, and their whole world turns upside down. You have Lydia Dietz, played by Winona Ryder, who's the daughter, who's kind of in her goth phase at that point. You have the dad, who's kind of the more down-to-earth one in the family, played by Jeffrey Jones. And then you have the mother, or the stepmother, as she's referred to by Lydia Dietz, played by Catherine O'Hara. And she plays Delia, who's this very pretentious, artsy, fartsy type of lady. And then you have an associate of hers that, I guess, just stays with them, lives with them. That guy's name is Otho, and very much like Delia's character, he's very much the artsy and pretentious type. And every now and then the two of them kind of team up on Delia's husband Charles. When they first move in, they kind of have all the say on what to do with the house. She wants to completely renovate it, make it into like her style, her kind of art and everything. Jeffrey Jones's character Charles really has more in common with the Maitlands, the two dead people in the house, than he does with Otho and his own wife when it comes to how he wanted the house to look. I think he just appreciated the original look of the house. When they want to change everything, all they let him have is like one little room. Poor guy. Barbara and Adam have a very difficult time trying to get the Dietz family out of their house. They try to scare them in different ways. None of them seem to work, and so they end up needing help. And they have this book that they come across early in the film, soon after they die. This baby right here, which I usually have right behind me. The Handbook for the Recently Deceased, where all kinds of rules are kind of brought to them that they have to follow. Every now and then we get little hints and teases of our title character, played by Michael Keaton, who gives one of the most manic and insane performances I have ever seen in a movie. It's a very wild and comedic role for Keaton. You can tell watching this movie that Michael Keaton must have had a blast playing this character. He doesn't have tons of screen time, but when he is on screen, he does steal the movie in those scenes. And whenever he does come on the screen, he's always dialed up to 11. This movie does have moments that, you can watch this movie as a family, but for little small kids, there are going to be some moments that might be a little too disturbing if you're like around 5 years old or under. And I remember watching this at that kind of age, and I just felt very kind of thrilled by this movie. And when I watch it now as an adult, it does have some things in it that are pretty edgy and more in the PG-13 realm, though I think this is PG. Yeah, back in the day, PG was really more like PG-13, especially in the 80s. And you do get a nice F-bomb in here from Michael Keaton. That's one of my favorite moments in the movie. The Maitlands have a real hard time trying to scare the Dietz family out of their house because ultimately most of the family can't see them. All but one person, that is the character of Lydia, played by Winona Ryder. And she has such a great comedic effect in this movie in terms of the way she delivers her lines as her character being this very overdramatic teenager of that era that, is into that goth phase that nowadays people, would consider emo. Just in the way that teenagers have a certain way of making certain things feel like, it's the end of the world for them, or certain things are just too overbearing. This movie has a nice little way of poking fun at that aspect of being a teenager through the character of Lydia. This is a movie that I think gets better upon every rewatch because you'll constantly pick up all kinds of little details here and there that you probably didn't see the first time. And the cast in this movie is very funny. Of course, it is a Tim Burton film, so you have a great Danny Elfman score, one of the best Danny Elfman scores from a Tim Burton film. This movie has that classic 1980s feel, and one of the things that really adds to that feel is the use of stop motion animation, which is very well done and really adds to the film's enjoyment. The scenes with the stop motion animation, I think, are some of the highlights in the film, and they're definitely a precursor to what we would get 5 years later with 1993's The Nightmare Before Christmas. Tim Burton's Beetlejuice is a 4-star comedy classic. It is a perfect movie to put on for the Halloween season with the kids, with the entire family. There might be one or two moments that you don't want the little ones to see in terms of some of the more scary visuals regarding some things with Beetlejuice, and there are going to be some of those Tim Burton-esque kind of images that might be a little too creepy for younger viewers. But overall, this is a very fun, very entertaining film. There are so many memorable moments in this movie. There are so many quotable lines. There's a bit of nice Harry Belafonte music in there. May he rest in peace. And overall, this movie just has a really great vibe to it. I definitely recommend it. I do give this movie 4 stars. I imagine you can find this on HBO Max since I believe it is a Warner Brothers movie. But Beetlejuice, there it is. That's my cover of the Blu-ray. As you can see there, this is the classic original cover. Really glad that they stuck with this for this particular Blu-ray. Thank you all very much for watching this classic movie review. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you're a new viewer and if you're into movies, if you're into this kind of thing, hit the bell, subscribe. Please like, share, leave a comment if you feel like it. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for your support. Please look out for the next classic horror movie review. Just a couple more left in the month. I hope you all have your costumes and your candy ready. I hope you have somewhere fun to go on Halloween, and if not, I hope you enjoy a nice, safe evening at home. But either way, see you next time. Everybody take care, peace out, and God bless.